Hello, this is Hal Richardson with A Layman Looks at the Word. This is our fourth lesson in the series, The Gospel in the Stars. This is Scorpio.
The scorpion is a creature of the night and usually causes fear in most, as do serpents. And in this constellation, its depiction is representing Satan. Satan is perverse, and he changes all that he learned in heaven to his ways. For example, the upside-down cross or the broken cross, which is a symbol of witchcraft. And he also has changed the Star of David and the Star of Solomon into the pentagram in witchcraft or the hexagram in witchcraft. Satan ultimately will be crushed by Jesus, but he wounded him at the cross. As God had prophesied in Genesis 3:16, that the seed of the woman would bruise the head of Satan, the serpent, or in this case the scorpion, and still the scorpion or the serpent would bruise the heel. This constellation shows that clearly. The principal stars here is Antares, which is the red giant. And it means the wounding, and Leseph, which means perverse. Jesus told us in Luke 10:19, "Behold, I give you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you." Originally, in ancient times, this constellation was referred to as the eagle. We mentioned the Magi in the first part of the series, and they had their symbol for Scorpio was an eagle. Above Scorpio in the sky is Aquila, a decan of Capricornus. But Aquila is an eagle and probably is associated with Scorpio very strongly. See my blog, A Layman Looks at the Word.blogspot.com. The Seraphim of God, Scorpio equals the eagle. On our star chart that covers the Mazzaroth, you see Ophiuchus, a man restraining a serpent from reaching up and getting the crown. This man restraining the serpent is one of the decans, and the serpent is another one of the decans of Scorpio. Notice he is also stomping on the head of the scorpion. This is a picture of E.W. Bullinger's book, The Witness of the Stars, that shows Ophiuchus stomping on the scorpion and holding back the serpent from the crown. He is one of the references of this study. Ophiuchus is a representation of Jesus, who is restraining Satan from reaching the crown, which is the power of the universe, which Satan has always wanted from God. Plus he's stomping on the other representation, the scorpion in the head, but yet the scorpion is stinging him in the opposite heel. Here is what Ophiuchus and Serpens and looks like in the heavens on the star chart. Corona Borealis is a decan from Libra. So in this constellation you can see Jesus. It is fulfilling the prophecy of Genesis 3:15. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed, and it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Here is what the Scorpio portion and its decans look like in Stellarium. The serpent, which was Satan incarnate in the garden, is the subtle creature that Satan used to possess, to tempt Eve to eat the forbidden fruit of the knowledge of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And thus sin entered the world, because she gave it to Adam with her, and he did eat also. In Isaiah 9:6, for unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end, upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it, and to establish it with a judgment, and with justice from henceforth, even forever. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this.
The last decan of Scorpio is Hercules, the mighty one. This figure is half man, half God. He has his club in his right hand raised to do battle. He has a three-headed monster in his left hand. And he's stomping on Draco, the dragon, which is a decan of Sagittarius. What better picture do we have of our Lord Jesus Christ than this one, Hercules, who did marvelous events in the legends from the Greeks and the Romans, but yet our Lord Jesus Christ has saved the world for us. Hercules' principal stars are Ras Algeti, which means the head of him that bruises, and Comephoros, the branch kneeling. And we know that Jesus is that branch, and he is also the head of him that bruises. The whole meaning behind this house of Scorpio is the war between God and Satan, of which Jesus is the central figure of defeating the devil. Several constellations have this depiction, and we will see them as we study. Here's the way Hercules looks in the heavens, right near the Corona Borealis, Butes, and Lyra. This is M13, a globular cluster in Hercules, beautiful sky object. Join me again as we go through the biblical zodiac, or the Mazzaroth. Jesus is the center of every house and every purpose there. This is Hal Richardson. Bye for now.